there, friends and sane persons, and welcome to another episode of Wednesday Whimsy. My name is Kyle, and Wednesday Whimsy is a short show I do every Wednesday evening where I talk about a board game, a top 10, or some other board game related topic that I happen to be thinking of at the time. So if you were to look at my recent plays in board games, and I guess you could probably find me on Board Game Geek to do so. But if you were to look at my plays in, say, the last month, there's one game that tops the list. I've logged 137 plays of this game, and it's time to talk about it. That game is Captain Flip. I have the whole box here because it's pretty light. This game kind of came onto my radar when it was nominated for the sort of Core Spiel des Jahres award, and I thought, well, okay, I've tried the other two. I might as well try Captain Flip. And boy, have I tried Captain Flip. I mean, this is a game I have played so much. Honestly, this video will be longer than a game of Captain Flip. It is so short. Well, you'll see what I'm meaning when I talk about it here. So we're just going to talk about it. I'm going to get right in, and let's go. So what is Captain Flip about? Well, there's a theme somewhere hidden. This is a game where you're a pirate crew, and you're assembling your crew on your pirate ship, something like that. Basically, there's no theme, right? This is about as light on theme as it can get, and it's light on about everything else. But basically, it's about pirates, and you can flip them. So how does it work? Well, again, I've mentioned already that you can probably play a whole game of Captain Flip in the time it takes me to talk about it. But since I've got it all here, I can kind of show a little bit. And of course, I've got a picture or two from the internet we can go to. So basically, what you have is a pirate ship mat. And there's 4 that come in the base game. There's a 5th one that I've seen online. But basically, this is a pirate ship mat. And you'll see it has 5 columns. And there's a varying number of rows in each column. If we want to see a better picture, let's open this one here. And here we go. You can kind of see it from here as well. So you've got this kind of pirate ship, and yeah, this is the Kraken that's attacking, I guess. You're not on a pirate ship at all. You're on the Kraken. Doesn't matter, though. The theme's pretty light. But, you've got, here you're the pirate ship. So you've got these 5 columns, and each turn, you're going to draw 1 token out of this bag here. And you are going to take it out and look at only one side of it. So I would take it out, and I would not see what's on the other side. And then based only on this information, I have to decide whether I want to keep it or whether I want to flip it over. If I keep it, I'm going to place it in the bottom row of any one column. And then I'll apply its effect if it has one. If I choose to flip it, well, I get what's on the other side. In this case, you can see it's a monkey. And I have to place this one now. I can't flip it back. Once I've looked at it, it's locked in. And I then choose which of the 5 rows to place, or columns to place it in, always on the bottom available row, so eventually you're going to fill these things from the bottom to the top. The game is over when somebody has filled 4 columns. It's possible to fill all 5 under some very specific circumstances, but 4 is really where it goes. And then you're going to score up your points, and that's how you play the game. So, it sounds really light. And, well, there's a reason for that. It is. So what sort of the joy of the game is, and we'll talk about it when I get into the specifics, is that you've got a bunch of different characters. For example, here we've got the Scrubby, and he is going to score. You want him in all 5 different columns to get the maximum value. Here we have the Navigator. She is going to get points based upon how many map makers or cartographers you have. The cartographer, he gets you this map token, which looks kind of like it should be a first player token, but it's not. It's going to get you 1 point at the end of every turn. And as soon as somebody else plays a map maker, they take it from you, and they get a point at the end of every turn. You've also got the builder. The builder is going to score you 3 points at the end of the game. This sort of gray background means end of the game, but only if there are no gunners in her row or column. Then we have the gunner, who has an interesting push your luck mechanism going on. She's just worth 5 points, but at the end of the game, if you have 3 or more of them, you lose. We have the cook, who's going to score 1 point for every tile, including himself, that's in the row that you put him in. We've got the parrot, and the parrot is worth -1 point at the end of the game, but is going to get you an extra turn. We have the lookout, I guess, and he'll get you 4 points at the end of the game if he's at the top, if he's the highest token in his column. He doesn't have to be in the top spot. He just can't have anything above him. And then finally, the piece that holds this all together is the monkey. The monkey is going to flip over one of the tokens that's orthogonally adjacent to it when you place it. And so what that means is, if you can maybe place, this gunner, and you can place even 3 of them, as long as you are able to get a monkey before the game ends, so that you can flip it back over. And that has this very interesting push your luck mechanism that is not really hard to grasp. It's pretty obvious, but it sort of adds to some of the joy. There's also 4 maps. We've seen the ship, we've seen the Kraken, we've seen this island hideaway, and we've seen a raft. And then there's another one that has like a Kraken's mouth that I don't have yet. Hopefully I'll get someday. And that is kind of how it works. So what makes the game special? Well, first and foremost, this game is so easy. This is the easiest of games. This game can open any night. It's a perfect filler. It is a game you can play with literally anyone. The box says it's 8 and up. I think that's high. I mean, there's really the rules here and the complexity. You need somebody who can do some math, and sort of understand the consequences. But this is such a light game that it can really be played with anyone. Also, the rules are so easy. I've really just taught you all of them. There's almost nothing left that I haven't explained, and so that means that you can teach it and be playing in just, well, I've spent 7 minutes talking about it, but less than that. It's so fast to play or to get playing. It's also fast. I mean, the box says 20 minutes. That's 4 players, everyone taking, or 5 players, everyone taking a long time on their turn. I mean, you can get a game of this played in 5 minutes, maximum 10, especially at a 2 or 3 player count. Super fast, super easy, super light on rules, easy to teach and learn. It's a lot of fun. I don't know why. It's kind of a dumb game, but it's the right level. It's very lucky, but it's done in such a quick playtime that I really don't care. I mean, I'm not going to be playing high stakes Captain Flip for money, but it's a lot of fun just to sort of throw it down. So where's the but? The but is you pretty much have to put a brick on top of the box on your shelf because it's so light it's going to float away. I mean, if you were looking for something serious and gritty and biting with a lot of strategic decisions, well, keep looking. I'll say after 130 or whatever the number I told you earlier plays, I haven't gotten bored of it. It's so fast, it's almost kind of addicting. You're like, okay, well, that took 3 minutes. Let's play another one. But I still feel like I've had a great kind of play experience. I mentioned there's kind of a push your luck mechanism, but it's the right level. If you might lose the game, but the stakes are so low that who cares, right? Let's try it. Let's try and see what happens. And I'll tell you, if you get those 3 gunners, you're like, oh, I have to draw. Your options are now limited. You have to make sure you get that monkey, which means you have to flip every tile unless it comes out as a monkey, which could result in more gunners, right? You can keep digging. Anyway, there aren't many buts. It's just very light, and I don't know that it's for everyone. Just because if you're looking for something serious, well, this really isn't it. And this is going to be my shortest episode of Wednesday Whimsy, but it's such a short game, I might as well keep it fast. What's my final rating? Well, my final rating is a solid 8, but I'm going to say it's a high 8. I can't go as high as a 9 out of 10, just because, it's never going to be the kind of game that is going to be my favorite game, but it's a game I will always play. I mean, this is something you can. I could play it with you right now if you were here. Set it up, dump the things in a bag, or dump the tiles in a bag, and we're ready to go. And yeah, this is why it's almost a 9. I mean, it's like an 8.9, just a sliver below that. I wish, if I were doing a half-point rating, it'd definitely be an 8.5. Anyway, but I really like it. And I think you will too. And so a couple of things I don't always say. This is one you should definitely try. This is one, there's really no reason not to try it. And specifically, it's available on the website boardgamearena.com. And, if you have an account there, I mean, I don't know how it works. I mean, I pay for my account there, but I think even if you don't have a paid account, you can play with other people who do. So, I mean, there's really no reason you shouldn't log on and give this one a look, because, I mean, you can check it out essentially for free, and it's a lot of fun. I think you'll like it. It's sort of like I remember when Ticket to Ride came out, right? They developed that online version of it, and the back of the box said, go on and try before you buy. And I remember I went home and I played it. I stayed up all night playing it. That is what Captain Flip is for me. It's that kind of game I will just play over and over and over again and have such a fantastic time. So very high 8. Very much, if you're watching this, you really should give it a try. It's flippin' fun. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It was a very short episode for a very short game, and I hope you'll go and check out Captain Flip, and I will see you I'll wish you safe travels, courage when you need it, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Wednesday Whimsy. Bye-bye.